to be joined by head coach Juan Carlos Amorós. Just overall thoughts of tonight's matchup.
Well, a game that we didn't start really well, obviously with that goal against us very early. Then we reacted. I think the first half actually we did a very good job. No, obviously we got a goal back straight away from Esther with some of the stuff that we've been working on, and I think the first half we had it under control. Second half they were better. They got that goal. I think we had a good chance before we started well actually, but obviously that goal was difficult, and then we tried to come back into the penalty, and then they were better. So congratulations to Portland, and then from there till the end, it was one of those games. All the second balls, our technical mistakes, they were better. So they won the game.
All right, Jenna.
Hi, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. I wanted to ask about some of the, personnel decisions, obviously dealing with a number of injuries, Tierna, Mandy, but in particular, the decision to play Brunina up front and Neely at right back, just kind of why those decisions were made and your assessment of how they've been doing, particularly tonight.
Yeah, well, the decisions were made because we have a lot of players that are on restrictions or limitations, so sometimes it's difficult because where we had obviously Ella just joined back the group, just couldn't complete the whole game or more than a certain amount of minutes. The Jessica Jace is the same, Mitch is the same, so we almost had to be able to play the 90 minutes, the 11 players that started the game, and it was a puzzle that I needed to make. And then, yeah, I think Neely did a very good job the other day. Tarin is been fantastic in midfield. I think I was pretty confident. I think the team did a really good first half, and then the second half when we could start, moving the bench a little bit to try to help the team is a lot for the players. We played, you know, 3 days ago in LA. We had to travel here, and still obviously it's a difficult week, but we always say no excuses, solutions, and that's what we do. Obviously, we miss a lot of our players that we hope some of them recover quickly. Some of them obviously we're gonna miss them probably for the whole year, like Tiana, and now we go to Washington. No?
And after the game, I'm sure you spoke with the players. Jess and Neely were in here saying, that they were disappointed it wasn't up to their standards. Just what were some of the conversations post game, and kind of what were the players? I know you'll go back to film and all that, but what was some of the initial assessment of the performance in the second half, particularly?
Yeah, I think it was a game where we know the second half it wasn't good enough from us. I think it's other days I obviously we've lost games where I was really proud of how we did. Today we weren't good. We tried to help the team, and it just didn't work. And I think what I told the team is that we lose a battle tonight, but this is a long war, and we are together on this. I think it was. I can only speak highly of how the players are committing to everything and going the extra mile. Obviously, there are players at the moment that, due to how the season is being planned out, are almost irreplaceable in certain positions, and they are stepping up and helping the team massively, and everyone else is really, really pushing to adapt to certain roles, certain positions, nearly between them. Now, she's obviously been playing with us as a midfielder, as six for the last 2 years and a half, and now she's been asked to do this job. The other day, she did a very good job. Today, she was doing good. I think the second half it was a bit difficult for her, but it's just part of. I don't think it was at all nothing that she should be extra disappointed. I think as a team, we weren't as good as we normally are, and those are not our standards. So.
Okay, Rowie.
Hi, Juan Carlos. Thank you for taking the time here tonight. I had noticed that in previous games versus North Carolina versus Angel City, it was a lot of goals coming and chances coming in the second half, halftime adjustments. I know you're making those adjustments every game, but what would you say were the main things that made it that, that this time it was Portland who had the advantage coming out of halftime?
Yeah, obviously we did some adjustment. We tried to get a little bit more, a different profile on that right side with Ella instead of Brew to help the team a little bit more because we always play to win. And then we had to wait at least until minute 60 to do the next sub because JG is still on that restriction of 30 minutes. So we were waiting on that moment, and I think that's when the goal happened. And we had to readjust certain things because Tarin got a yellow card, almost a tackle that it was a bit. She was warned that the next foul, basically, she was going to be off the game, so we needed to change that. And at that point, we don't have any more midfielders on the pitch, on the bench, so we need to readjust the positioning of Jaycee. Little things that really affect how the team performs. So yeah, that's how it was. Probably in that place, Portland had some more players on the bench that are more naturally feasible to certain positions, and when you play two games in 72 hours, that's really important to be able to compete and to win.
And then looking ahead, just thinking, 3 games in a little over a week here with the matchup versus the Spirit coming up. How much do you see some of those minute restrictions for folks like Jace or like Ella like coming into play in terms of who we might see out there this weekend?
Well, I think it's important that for us the priority is the health and safety of the players, and we work really closely with our medical team, with our high performance team to make sure that the players are ready to compete and to play. And that's not something new; it's something that we've always done, and sometimes is the position we are in, and it's something that we cannot really control, so we just try to adapt, no?
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Juan Carlos. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
To Jason.
Hi, Juan Carlos. Thanks for speaking with us. I wanted to ask a little about after halftime, it seemed like Portland was very able to find the exit from the midfield and isolate their wingers against the fullbacks much more easily than I think maybe I've seen in a Gotham match all season. I was wondering if you noticed something that they changed that impacted that, or was that at maybe just performance levels on your side that allowed that to happen?
Yeah, I think it was more performance levels. I think Sam Coffey, had a very good game. She ran the midfield. I think when they brought obviously Hina Sugita, like they were able to refresh that midfield. We tried to help a little bit the team there with dropping a stair when we had to obviously take Tarin off and readjust with Jalen going a little bit deeper, Sarah doing a little bit of a different role on that midfield. And today was just one of those days that I think they deserve to win the game. I think that's something with us that is, as you said, is not normal that we are exposed or that we have less shots than the opposition or certain moments that where the opposition is better than us, but this is football, and Portland is a fantastic team, and today especially on that final half an hour they were better than us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Amanda, and then afterwards we'll wrap with Luis in Spanish.
Hi, I was just wondering what lessons you're taking away from today's game.
Well, I think that I think from today, what I take is that I saw my team really realizing that we need to be better. I think that's very important. I am lucky to have a group of winners, and I think that today, obviously, at the end of the game, the people was disappointed. But I think so far this trip, no, we try to look at it as a whole, and I think I'm seeing a group of people that is really special and that is really going above and beyond to do everything they can for Gotham. We just made history with the biggest win away from home in the history of the club, and today obviously we lost 4-1, but I think in football and in life, you cannot go too high when you get something good or too low when you get something that is not on your side. So I think for me, it's just a question to make sure that we work hard, that we're ready for the next game, that we're prepared, and that we go to Washington to make sure that we can get those 3 points.
And Luis.
Buenas noches, con Luis Rodríguez de la línea Boca por acá. Quiero preguntarte sobre la dificultad de montar el 11 en cada partido. O sea, ahora mismo, ¿verdad? Tienes varias jugadoras por lesiones afuera. Es algo que hemos hablado anteriormente, ¿no? Que ahora mismo pues, es algo que está debilitando el equipo. O sea, ¿qué tan difícil es ir partido a partido, teniendo que mover jugadoras, quizás a jugar otras posiciones diferentes para poder complementar ese 11?
Sí, bueno, hombre, es complicado, pero creo que las jugadoras están dando el 200%. Creo que evidentemente si no comparado a lo mejor con el equipo de Portland esta noche, creo que evidentemente ellas han podido rotar más. Eso les ha probablemente ayudado sobre todo a llegar a la parte final del partido mejor, pero creo que sobre todo quiero destacar el compromiso, ¿no? de mi futbolista, porque no es fácil el jugar 2 partidos seguidos fuera de casa, tan lejos como estamos. Esta noche viajamos directamente desde aquí a Washington y al final las jugadoras están de verdad dando el 200% y bueno, pues hoy no ha sido el día que todos queríamos, pero creo que estoy muy orgulloso de ellas, de cómo están reponiéndose, ¿no? A, evidentemente estas situaciones difíciles, de lesiones, de jugadoras que bueno, el otro día pues perdimos a Mandy y Nili tiene que pasar a esa posición y lo hace y el equipo es capaz mm, de perform o de jugar al mismo nivel o mejor. Entonces, al final, para mí eso es una forma de orgullo, satisfacción, pero también, hombre, es complicado porque al final las jugadoras tienen también límites y tenemos que intentar, ¿no? Estamos intentando proteger jugadoras con minutos cuando podemos, pero claro, es complicado, ¿no?
Y por último, ese partido en este fin de semana, básicamente en menos de 3 días, contra Washington Spirit, ¿no? Un equipo del tope de arriba de la liga. O sea, ¿qué esperas del partido? Y, ¿verdad? Con quizás un juego un poco difícil volviendo a jugar fuera de casa.
Sí, bueno, pues va a ser un partido muy complicado. Sabemos que Washington es para mí uno de los mejores equipos de la liga. También están teniendo muchas bajas y a pesar de ello también están siendo capaces de competir a un nivel muy, muy alto, ¿no? Así que crédito para todas ellas y para los entrenadores, ¿no? Que están haciendo un buen trabajo, pero igual que nosotros, ¿no? Creo que al final somos dos equipos en muchos aspectos muy similares. Evidentemente para nosotros el haber jugado este partido hoy, el viajar es un factor de desventaja, podríamos llamarle, para jugar fuera de casa, pero vamos a ir ahí al 200% para asegurarnos de que podemos salir de allí de Washington con 3 puntos, ¿no?
Yo sé que hacerte esta pregunta quizás no tengan una respuesta. O sea, no solamente ustedes, Gotham, también Washington está sufriendo lo mismo y otros equipos de la liga. ¿A qué tú crees que se debe tantas lesiones de diferentes jugadoras?
Bueno, pues no lo sé, porque al final cada equipo tiene sus propias, digamos, características o situaciones. A veces, pues, son hechos fortuitos, a veces son a lo mejor más relacionado con los campos de entrenamiento. La verdad que no te podría dar una respuesta. Lo que te puedo garantizar es que hay un equipo fantástico de profesionales aquí en el Gotham, en el departamento médico y en nuestro departamento de High Performance que trabajan día y noche para asegurarse de que preparamos a las jugadoras en la mejor forma posible, ¿no? Así que es parte de este juego. A veces pues un equipo tiene más suerte con ese aspecto, otro equipo menos, pero estoy seguro de que todos los clubes intentan hacer lo mejor para proteger a las jugadoras.
All right, thank you for the time, Juan, and we'll see you in DC.
Thank you guys. Have a good evening, okay? Thank you for staying.